Kenyon is doing well. He's progressing right along, working well, getting stronger day by day. So I encourage where Kenyon is.
With John Mechie, you expect him to be able to be fully like him?
Yeah, Mechie is doing great. Mechie again is working on his goal for him is training camp and to get him back to football, and we're right on the correct path with him.
DeMeco, Jadavion Clowney said he wouldn't mind coming back here. Do you guys have any interest in Clowney?
John, we'll always look at any players that can help us win, and so we'll explore all options. So I'll never throw anyone off the table. So everything is always an option for me.
How was it with the rookies mixing in with the veterans?
The rookies have come along well. Right, guys are flying around. Guys are, they have a lot of learning to do, but they picked up on it very well. They're improving each day, and that's all I ask of them. Just take one step every day, one step better, and those guys they're doing it. So I'm encouraged with all of our rookies. They seem to fit right in.
What do you think of the numbers of people? What do you think of the participation numbers of players who are here for OTAs?
Yeah, for it to be voluntary, I think we have a really good group who's participating. We have a lot of guys out, a lot of guys who, this time period here, it's about how can I improve as a player. And the guys that are here, they are honing their craft, they're getting better, and it's all about setting yourself up to be able to compete to make the team in training camp. So the guys are doing that, and I feel like the guys that are here are going to be in great shape to help us out in the fall.
How has Bobby Slowick and Gerard Johnson approached teaching CJ the offense?
Yeah, they approach it just like everyone else, right? They take their time. Each player, right, no matter who you are, quarterback, linebacker, each player in a position group room learns differently. So as a coach, you take your time to get to know that player, and you get to know how that player learns best, and that's how you go about teaching them.
In your conversations with C.J. Stroud since he's been here, has there been anything that either impressed you or surprised you, or anything he said that just really stuck out to you?
CJ's been the same from the pre-draft process to now. Hard worker, very intelligent guy. He's a true competitor. So he's been the exact same guy. Nothing has changed. It's excited to see him out on the field working with his teammates. CJ has been doing an excellent job these past couple of days.
Since CJ was a overall pick, what's kind of the process towards getting him into the starting line? Is it the quarterback competition? Is it earning? What's kind of that process in terms of getting into the starting line?
Yeah, the process with all our players is to come out and improve and get better each day. When the fall comes, that's when we'll talk about starters and who are the best 11 men to go out there to help us win games.
You talked about Will Anderson. What about the other defensive end slot? What do you see at that position?
I'm looking for, not just deep. It's every position for us, right? I'm looking for guys who want to compete, guys who want to help us win, right? Defensive line, we want guys who are explosive, guys who are physical, guys who can set the edge, guys who can get after the quarterback. That's what we're looking for. It's not either side. It doesn't matter which side you play on. That's what we're looking for out of all of our defensive ends.
DeMeco, with two young players at wide receiver, what does a guy like Robert Woods do to with confidence, but also get them on pace for the starts?
Yeah, for Robert, I think he just helps guys when you're a player and you have those questions that a coach may not be able to get to you right now, get that answer to you as quick as possible. Robert is that guy players can go laying on. Ask Robert. Robert has played in this offensive system before. He knows it. Right? Knows it just as good as some of our coaches know it. So Robert is a guy that young players should try to lean on. Young players should try to pick his brain and just learn as much as they can from guys. And that's what veteran leadership is about in the NFL. Right? If the real veterans in this league, they pass on knowledge, they pass on, information to the younger guys, and those younger guys continue that as they continue to grow throughout the league. And that's why we're here. We stand on the backs of the guys who came before us in this league and allowed us to be in this position.
Do you like Keenum in that role, teaching both young guys, but especially Stroud?
Keenum has been outstanding. I think for both Davis and CJ, Keenum has been awesome. Right? He's been great to have. Very smart player, right? Knows it like the back of his hand. So it's really good for those guys to have case similar to Robert, right? Two veteran guys who are very, very sharp guys and guys who are not just in a role to help out, but these guys are competing as well. So that's the cool part about having Case and Robert.
What are your goals right now at the linebacker position going into the summer? What about Corey Littleton have you seen so far with this group?
Everybody at linebacker position they've been working hard. Guys are improving every day.
Is there a player that you've
groundwork that you guys are laying for next season. How do you feel this team can improve on the third down struggles that they had last year?
I'm not aware of the third down struggles. I'm not really. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. With whatever happened here, it doesn't matter. We're starting brand new right now, and we'll create our own path. We'll set our own path. That's what it's about. It'll be about the 2023 Texans. Nothing that happened in the past right now, we're not concerned with that at all.
Some people believe that the hardest part about this offense is getting the offensive line all on one page. Do you agree with that assessment? And could you explain to the fans what the purpose of this offensive line and how it's structured and how they help this offense go?
Yeah, we have a really good offensive line group. Veteran guys mixed in with some young guys, and right now expect our O-line to be one of the strengths of our team. Really great coaching with our offensive line with Coach Schlosser and Coach Cole. Those guys have done an outstanding job of getting the guys ready to play, being honed in on the details. Our offensive line they've been impressive to watch over these few practices that we've had. It's been very impressive to watch and see how they've come along. So I'm very excited where they're going. I expect them to continue to improve and definitely be a strength for our offense.
I know as far as guys over the last week on defense, Byron Coward, Jake Martin, what do you think about those two additions and what they can bring to the team?
That's just two guys we added who can come in, and we'll see where they are, see if they can compete to help us.
With last two, I know that right now it's just a vanilla type play calling as far as offense and defense is concerned. But how refreshing is it for you to be out there on the field and actually get to put eyes on some of those guys that are going to contribute next season, this upcoming season?
It's very refreshing, man. It's exciting just to be able to get out on the field, right? We spend a lot of time right in the classroom with these guys trying to make sure they understand it, make sure they have it. And some guys do well in the classroom, some guys not so well, but it's all about how you perform when you're out on the field, and to see guys in that element, to see that they made a misstep or they made this mistake and they instantly are able to correct it. And when you see guys improve, that's what fires me up. So I'm excited to get out on the field because now we're getting closer to real football. Seeing guys in the true element, being able to compete out there on the field, it's been exciting. It's fun for me. And I'm trying to put our team in as many competitive situations as possible, offense against defense, just to see how our guys respond, right, to competitive football. And that's what it's going to be come in the fall, right? You got to line up, you got to compete, and who's going to step up and win. So it's been fun, a lot of fun for me to get out on the field.
We'll close with DJ and Brooks.
When you have a quarterback, from a teacher perspective, CJ didn't really play that much under center in college. You guys, based off of what we see in San Francisco, Miami, New York, Green Bay, they do a lot of under center stuff. So what's that teaching process to getting a guy to be able to play under center so that he didn't do that much in college?
And for CJ, under center, it's a matter of just getting reps. It's nothing magical about it. It's just getting under center and doing it. CJ had reps under center in college. It's not foreign to him. He's done it before, and he's done a good job these past 2 days in practice of under center. We haven't had any issues with that. So CJ is doing a great job.
With Derek Stingley and Jalen Pitre, just taking them into your defense, you guys led the NFL in interceptions last year. Where do they fit into what y'all are trying to teach them right now, and what is your overall goal with that group?
Pitre and Stingley, those guys fit any defense because they're both playmakers. They're instinctive, they're fast, they're physical, and they love playing football, and they like to play with their hair on fire. So any defense we play, anything I call, those guys are make it work because they are such great players and they love playing the game.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Then they bring in Stroud as the second overall pick. What do you see your role as now, and how much will you help him try to make the transition?
Yeah, I mean, I'm competing for that starting job. I mean, since I've been drafted in the NFL, I've been in a competition. I don't think anything's going to change, but I mean, it's been great getting to know CJ so far. He's an extremely hard worker, and it'll be good to see how we go out there and compete every day and make each other better.
Davis, what's it been like working with Case?
It's been great. Kind of been talking around. This is a new offense for me this year. It's a new offense for him. He's been in a version of it previously, but he just has a ton of built-up knowledge from being in the NFL for so many years, and it's been great kind of just asking him a ton of different questions and seeing his previous experiences and being able to learn from him. It's been great.
How did you approach the offseason after this season, watching the draft, watching them add another quarterback? What did you focus on?
Really big things, just focus on myself. I'm trying to get better every day, putting a lot of work in on some of my weaknesses from previous years, and trying to make those my strengths now. So biggest thing, just coming and put my head down and getting better each day.
What is it? Those are?
I mean, different things that I've pointed at. I wouldn't say anything in particular. I don't want to clue any defenses across the league, but just different things that I know I can work on to make myself a better player.
What has been difficult for you being going into your third offensive system in the area?
The only thing difficult is just picking up new plays and not having anything to fall back on from the year previous. But I mean, a lot of different offenses across the league run similar concepts. They're just calling them different things. So some of it is just kind of getting rid of all the old verbiage and figuring out the new terminology. And then a lot of the other stuff, too, is just learning from the new coaches, the new guys we have in the room, and finding ways to get better.
What was last year like for you personally?
This is your third coach in 3 years. What stands out about DeMeco line so far?
I think, it goes for me and then guys around the locker room. Everybody has a ton of respect for him because he's been in our shoes, especially played for Houston. He knows what it's like to go through a training camp practice in this heat. He knows how to take care of his guys, but then he also knows what it needs to be done to put in the work and come out there and win games. And that's kind of spread around the locker room, and we feel the fire that comes from him. And it's been good. The guys have a lot of respect, and we're excited to play for him.
How's your relationship been with Gerard Johnson, so far?
It's been great. Gerard, I actually went to a quarterback camp with him when he was working the Elite 11 circuit back when I was in high school, so I've known him for years now. And then Bobby's been great getting to know. He's another guy you can tell who's put in hours and hours studying defenses. I know he's worked on the defensive side of the ball, so he even has more insight than what a strictly offensive coach would have. So it's been good seeing how he's going to game plan to attack defenses and use our personnel to go out there and make big plays.
How would you describe what last year was like for you?
A big learning experience. Obviously, the record was what it was. We wanted to win more games. And I think it led to some of the decisions that we ended up having to make as an organization this offseason. But, it's another day to get better. For me personally, I'm looking as another learning experience that's going to add to my ability to go out there and play quarterback at a high level.
In the way that you can, how would you describe the differences Bobby Slowick is in his offense and he's trying to get you guys to do?
Yeah, a ton of stuff we talk about in that offense is finding ways to create yards after catch for the receivers, fire off the ball in our inside and outside zone run scheme, using our big athletic linemen, getting out on the edge and getting our playmakers out on the edge, and then also setting up play action or just ways in the drop back game to get our guys out there in space with the ability to run after catch. And it's been exciting so far. We've been pushing the tempo a lot, being aggressive with timing and anticipation and on our side as a quarterbacks. And really trying to emphasize to those guys on the edge that we're playing fast and we're going to run by people this year.
Davis, you discussed your approach. Where do you feel like you've improved as a quarterback? Do you feel like you're a better quarterback now than you were a year ago?
Definitely. Every year in this league, you feel more and more comfortable. Obviously, the hunger and the drive to become better is still there, but it's a definitely different feeling from when I was stepping in here as a rookie, not knowing anything, to where I am now, having all that built-up experience from my starts over these past 2 years. And, it's exciting. I've blessed to have the opportunity to come in here and compete for another job, and I'm ready for the year.
How good did it feel just to be around your teammates like DP and Nico and things like that?
Oh, it's been great. Coming back for these off-season workouts, it's great to see the guys. You kind of miss some of them and miss being around them every day when you're home in the off season, but once we're back, you kind of get back into the flow of things, and it's like you never miss a step.
Davis, you talked about having drive and hunger. With him adding a quarterback like CJ, does that make that drive and hunger escalate, if you will, getting more stronger?
I think so, but I think a lot of it, I've always been a very self-motivated person. I want to be the best player I can be. Obviously, he's kind of another stress factor, kind of pushing me to be my best. But I think a lot of that falls back on me. I got to be the one putting in the work and waking up every day with that same motivation. I think if I keep that with me, everything's gonna work itself out. All good.
You spoke about this new offense. Do you feel like it will showcase your skills better than the previous offenses you were in?
I don't know if anything's better in that format or not, but I mean, I really like what we're doing. I think I fit this offense very well. And I'm excited to see once we get to training camp and once we actually get to start playing versus live defense. I'm excited to see what we can do.
Davis, it's not only 3 different head coaches, but it's also 3 different offensive coordinators. Is there something that you've taken away from each coordinator that is now allowed you to get in future games to be ready for the you are the winning quarterback now?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think every coach, every coordinator has stuff that got them in that position and has proved successful for them, and you can feed off of those things. And I think that's what makes people better players, better people, is if they can learn from the good traits from the guys around them, and then also be able to get rid of some of those things that won't really mesh with the new stuff. So I think I have learned a lot from different coordinators, different coaches over the years, and I'm excited to add all that stuff to my memory bank like I've talked in the past, and just keep getting better.
Dave, outside of DeMeco, most of your wideout group will be different. Have you seen anything early on, specifically from Tank or Robert Woods?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot. I don't think I've seen anybody get in and out of cuts like Tank before. He's very explosive. And then Robert, I mean, he's that crafty vet who's been playing this game at a high level for years and years. So it's been great. He's already been sitting in on the QB meetings in the mornings before we start with the offense, trying to pick our brains and trying to make sure we're all on the same page. So it's been great.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Thanks.
Robert Woods is next.
What do you try to impart to the younger guys? Have you kind of on that as a veteran?
Just trying to set expectation for this offense and this team, show them how to work, kind of like my experiences on Super Bowl teams. And then from our receiver room, I guess our offense is more so just setting the standard of being in the right spot at the right time, just trying to be an accurate offense, to be efficient, and be efficient offense.
It's the first day, but what do you think about C.J. Stroud and your initial impressions of him?
Yeah, I would say a good leader already coming in, vocal, speaking up in meetings, being able to sit with him at times in the quarterback meetings, hearing him ask some great questions, trying to pick apart the offense and grasp it pretty early. Out on the field, making some strong throws, good reads, good decisions, and that's really a good thing to start with a rookie quarterback coming in, being able to make the right decisions, know when to throw it, know when to pull it down, and good decision timing, accuracy with the football.
Davis mentioned you being in some of the quarterback meetings early on. What are you trying to get out of those meetings, especially with your new teammates?
Yeah, just pick their brain. I'm trying to be in there and know what they expect from a quarterback perspective, and then what they want from a receiver, and being able to have some extra time and kind of just relay messages of what I expect in the route and what I'm thinking from the quarterback and defense perspective, where we both expecting the ball and being able to steal a rep on the film and be able to go out there and make kind of life in person. It's really just finding ways to get extra reps in the meeting room without taxing our bodies.
What was it about this team that made it a destination, the place that you wanted to be? Why did you do it?
I would say Coach Slow, knowing the offense that he's coming from, me having familiarity with it, and then trying to just, like I said, pick back up in a good offense, efficient offense, having a young quarterback, being able to pick it up and kind of just knowing what to expect, me and the coach having the same expectations with the offense, and me understanding, just trying to get in that same rhythm and knowing how it works, knowing what plays could be made.
Robert, I understand it's very early, man, but Tank Dell has caught a lot of attention in people's eyes, young receiver. Your early impressions of him, and how will you kind of work with someone like him to get him up to speed?
I would say from a receiver standpoint, I would say a good technician, good feet, good hands. You see him run his routes really crisp with his feet. For me, just give Tank just confidence, knowing he could do it at this level, believe in himself. Obviously, he has all the physical abilities to be able to play in this league, fast, quick. Really just want him to be able to have an impact right away.
How can his size be an advantage? His size, how can it be an advantage?
Tank size? I mean, he's very agile. Being a smaller guy, being able to put his foot in the ground and change direction, accelerate right away. Mismatch against linebackers, of course, bigger corners, and he's shifty enough to mix up well with the smaller DBs.
Last time you were here, you had a lot of complimentary things to say about this franchise as far as them rebuilding. Did you ever imagine yourself being here, and what is your interactions with Coach Ryan's been like?
Yeah, I never knew that I would come here to this offense, but or to this team. But being here, I would say just coming here and hearing DeMeco talk for years, I guess, being in the Rams and seeing him kind of develop with the 49ers and take over that defense and give energy to that linebacker group, that whole team, and be able to see him come here and kind of feed that same energy to our team. I see from our defense side a lot of energy, a lot of juice spreading over to the offense. I think a lot of hungry players, hungry coaches. I feel like this is a similar situation. I feel like when I came to LA with a young McVay, some people say it was a rebuild, but I feel like it was just a team buying into the culture, believing in your coach, believing in the system. And I think Coach Ryan has that here. We got a lot of young players buy into this offense and to this defense, to this culture, and we can change this environment.
How would you describe what you've been through since the injury in 21 last year, getting in with the team, and then what's gotten to where you're at now?
I would say growth and just a journey. I would say ACL was a huge shock, I guess, injury to myself and my career. Just being able to have a huge injury like that, but being able to bounce back, being able to come back and play every single game last season, contribute, make plays when called upon, and being able to finish the season healthy, come back, finally get a full off season to train, run routes, get with the quarterback. This is being able to do OTAs again and run routes with the quarterback. I feel like all of this is important to our timing and to our offense and to myself, and really just being able to feel it again and coming out here feeling good, feeling fast, feeling crisp with my routes. Just feels good to be running routes and catching football again.
Quickly follow on that. Quickly follow on that. If you moved inside, outside, and stuff like that, you mentioned Sloak's offense was partly why you came here. What can you provide for this offense physically and as a receiver?
Everything in this offense, receivers are asked to do a lot, and that's obviously run crisp routes, make plays down the field, be able to take the ball for short catches, get a lot of yak, make guys miss, being able to get jet sweeps, being able to play in the backfield at times like that, being able to block DNs. I mean, this offense, receivers are asked to be a true playmaker and play everywhere on the field. I think that's what I bring. I'm able to block, I'm able to catch, good routes, have good speed, block defensive ends, match up well against nickel corners, outside corners. So I think just being in this offense, being able to play all around, be able to move around, will help me in this offense.
Robert, it's very easy for you to go ahead and pinpoint last year where this team was, but from being on the opposing sideline in Tennessee, what were some of the positives that you saw in this season?
Yeah, being on the offensive side, I would say I was more so just focusing on the defense. I feel like Sting was a great corner, good matchups with him, great potential, good size corner, good feet, good strength. Pitre in the back, played against him. I would say a good, strong, willing safety, doesn't turn down contact, being able to fit in the hole. Good instinct, and then playing Jimmy throughout the years, a good, strong playmaker, being able to play in the nickel, play post safety, play down safety. Good playmaker and good leader to play all around the field, get lined up, and obviously take the ball away.
Thank you, Robert.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Practices with all the vets, you feel comfortable with natural out there?
Yeah, first and foremost, just want to give all the glory and praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's been an amazing couple of weeks for me. Very grateful for the opportunity that I have, and the first couple of days have been good LTAs. Just trying to get better every day. Just trying to push myself, learn from the older guys, and get all the feedback that I can, and be on my film, be here early, all the little things just to push myself to be great.
What did you learn from Tom Brady and Travis Scott?
Things on and off the field. It was amazing. So thank you to Michael Rubin for making that happen. And it was just honestly a blessing to have two people who took out time of their day to come and give us wisdom, because there's two people who've done it at the top level in their industries. So learn things on the field, off the field, how to conduct yourself, how it's supposed to look in the locker room, the weight room, off the field, business, everything that you can think of. We talked about. So it was a blessing.
CJ, what is it like working with Davis and Case?
It's a blessing. It's been something that I definitely knew that I knew that I needed it. Just that guidance and that confidence that they've had, because they've both played in the league, been starters. So they've been very helpful, have been very appreciative and very supportive of everything. We have constant communication on and off the field. So I mean, it's been really great.
CJ, one of the highlights was that we got to see was a deeper ball to Tank. What's he kind of showing you early, and how is your relationship kind of developing with him?
Yeah, it's been going great. We've been hanging out in the hotel, just going over scripts, getting the plays down together. It's great to be not only just by myself in this, but with a great rookie class, not only just football players, but human beings. So Tank has done a great job, very vocal, wants to be better, wants to know what we like so he can run the route a certain way, wants to get right with the coaches. So he's just very, very in tune to what we want, and he wants to just be great. So it's amazing to be around somebody who's very like-minded.
CJ, I'm sure you've heard from tons of people and got a lot of tips and advice in the time since you've been drafted. Would you be able to share any of the best things that people have told you as you prepare for your NFL career?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that kind of sticks out for me is just keep the main thing. If you take care of football, then everything will take care of itself. So right now, just trying to really just focus on ball. Everything else, I'm trying to do my best to have people figure things out for me, and of course trust people on my team and things like that. But for right now, man, it's just really for me football. I'm here all day, every day, and just trying to get better. So that's what probably the best advice I've gotten so far is just keep the main thing.
And you worked to get to this point for your whole life. You wanted to be in the NFL. What was it? I know you were in the rookie mini camp last week, but what did it mean to you when you walked on the field for the first time in your Texans jersey and you were an NFL player?
It's a dream come true. I mean, for me, it's just a stepping stool. Of course, it's a dream come true, and of course, I've been working for it for my whole life. But I feel like I'm built for this, and I'm made to not just play football, but to use football to help people and inspire and lead people to God. So that's what I plan to do, and God gave me a God-given talent in football to do such. So that's what I plan to do. But yeah, man, it's just a stepping stool. I have a lot more goals, a lot more plans that I have to accomplish what I want to accomplish off and on the field. So I'm excited to be able to do that with this great organization.
CJ, what's your relationship been like so far with DeMeco and feeding off the energy he's bringing?
Yeah, he's a young coach who knows how it is to play in this league and play for the Texans. So he knows a lot about the city of Houston, knows what comes with playing here, and I mean he's just been great, very vocal. He's really funny too. So like it's cool to have a coach that's not all stuck up all the time or like super mad. So. He's been amazing, though. Very transparent. Communication's been great. So, yeah, he's going to be a great head coach.
How have Bobby Slowick and Gerard Johnson approached teaching you this offense?
Yeah, so they've taken it very methodical and just wanted to get me to learn it step by step, just like how they would teach anybody else. So I feel like I've tried to do a lot of work on my own. So when I come back the next day, that I have that put in the bank to be able to move on to the next install, whatever it is. So Bobby and Gerard have done a great job. Coach Slow is a great young mind. He's an amazing play caller. So I'm super excited to work with him and Gerard. Of course, I've worked with him before, so it's just good to kind of be back, seeing a similar face, and just getting more in depth of what he knows about the game and the knowledge that he brings.
What is it like interacting with
What are the things that are helpful with that, and how do you see the offense start to open up, just in your understanding of it?
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, it's going to be a process. It doesn't happen overnight. So just trying to learn from the guys who've been in the offense before. Like I know Case has been in the offense before, so just trying to learn from him a lot. Davis knows a lot about the game, so learning from him, learning from some of the vets. And yeah, that's kind of just been my approach, is learning little by little.
What has it been like? What has it been like your interactions with Damian Pierce so far? And can you feel his energy as far as on the field and off the field?
Yeah, DP is amazing, man. DP is a dog. Somebody who not only going to have your back running the ball, but he's going to pass, protect. But more so than that, man, he's a great person. Just being around him little, getting to know him every other day, man, he's hilarious. He's always upbeat, very positive, and wants to work and wants to get better. So I accept a lot of feedback from him. He likes feedback from me, and we just been enjoying working with each other. So it's been a blessing to have somebody like DP.
Can you talk about what's the biggest difference that you've been doing? Anything about what you've seen so far surprised you, or anything that's most different from being on this level?
That's a great question. I don't know, man. It's for me. I think I'm a natural born competitor, so that's what I'm here to do. But at the same time, being a great teammate is more important. So that's what I've been on, just trying to embrace the relentless swarm that Coach Ryans wants us to be on. And that's what I plan to do, just be a great teammate, be a great leader, be vocal, be confident. I feel like I've done a decent job so far, but I got to keep growing every day. It's not going to be overnight. I'm going to have growing pains and things like that. But I think they're putting things around me, Davis, Case, and the quarterbacks to be successful and lead this team to win. So I'm excited to be in that room to push each other, but at the same time help each other, which is more important. For me, I'm just trying to get better. It's not about being with the ones, not about being with the twos. It's about getting better. This is what the spring is for, just learning the plays, getting the timing down, learning my receivers, learning Woods, learning Tank, learn how Nico runs his route, learn how Johnny runs his routes, how Dalton, just anybody I can learn from, and that's what I've been on. It's not about ones and twos right now. It's about just getting better as a whole, so we're getting ready for training camp. So that's been a blessing.
You've been in this battle before where you had to deal with being number two and kind of learn the ropes, but when you were in Ohio State, what were some things that Justin taught you about being able to learn that confidence before you took over as a starter?
I mean, Justin was very appreciative. I mean, very supportive of me when I first came in Ohio State. It's kind of a long time ago, so I don't remember everything, but I just remember him just being a leader. He's more of a lead by example type of guy. I think I'm a little more vocal, but I mean, everybody has different ways that they lead, and he was a great leader. So right now I'm just learning how to follow before I step into the leadership role that I want to become. So, yeah, I mean, that was a decent amount of time ago, but some of those principles and things that I learned of being a backup definitely is going to help me now. Just being a servant to whoever's in the room, to the offense, to the organization, to the team, to Mr. and Ms. McNair, to the community of Houston, just being a servant.
Last one, Brandon. You mentioned some of the veterans on this team. What's it been like developing a relationship with guys like Robert Woods and trying to get on the same page as them? And what are some of the things you're learning from guys like that in the league?
Yeah, that's something that I definitely feel like you need for me being so young, and I think it's going to help Dave. It's going to help his case as well, because right now, just like I said before, right now it's not just about an individual person. It's about the whole squad, which I'm loving it, man. This team has been very accepting of me, very honest and very transparent, and what I love about it, man, nothing has been given to me. I have to earn everything, which I love. So it's been like that my whole career, so it's nothing new. And Robert and people like Alex Bachman and Brevin Jordan, like all these guys have been super vocal and super in depth of what they like, how they like things, and not only on the field but off. And it's just been amazing to be around great people and great football players as well. Thank y'all. God bless.
Real professional. Every day he's always looking for something to get better at. Like today after OTA 2, he coming up to the DBs asking different things that we're seeing and different ways that he can get better. Like it's a real professional in CJ, and you can see why he was drafted so high because he really cares about the game of football.
Jalen, what are some of the nuances of the game that you hope to get even better at after some success as a rookie?
Yeah, just overall knowledge of the game is you're never, complete in your, knowledge about the game. It's always evolving and you always learn new things. And just leadership, I want to be a guy that the team could, use in hard times. And, I'm just trying to step up in that role.
When you hear CJ say, I have to earn, well, he said, I have to earn everything, which I love. What do you think about that coming from your rookie quarterback?
Oh, yeah, it just shows that he's a true competitor. A guy that wants to work and a guy that wants to, compete at everything. You can hear that in his voice, and, I'm happy that he's on my team.
In your words, what is the difference between last year's defense and this year's defense if you're explaining it to fans?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of familiar faces, but I would just say new energy. There is a couple new faces, and obviously we have a new coach and a new defensive staff, so I would just say new energy.
Jalen, what's the difference in you going from year 1 to year 2, just approaching the OTA with some experience and instant success under you?
Yeah, overall, just continue to do the things that I do well and also, improving the things that I do not as well. I'm trying to be more vocal and just be that fun guy on the team, be a guy that you could look at for the energy. Like, I'm just trying to be a guy that is, positive out there on the field.
What has your interactions been like with Jalen Ward?
Oh, great interactions. We already got a handshake, so that's lit. And, he a good guy. He's a leader. You can see why he's been in the league so long, and I'm excited to play with him. He plays with his hair on fire, and it's fun when you can play with a guy like that.
What do you think about DeMeco and getting to know him and then seeing him as a head coach for the first time?
Yeah, he's a great head coach. A guy that's really intentional with what he's doing. You can see it in his meetings, and you can really feel it at practice. He's making sure that every rep that I'm doing, whether it's a walkthrough, a practice, even in the film room, that I'm seeing the things that I need to see and finishing the right way. He's always talking to me about my body position and, my leverage. And, I'm thankful to have a coach that, cares so much about the game and, really loves the game of football.
Jalen, what's your words of Will Anderson and how exciting is it to add another playmaker like that, especially?
Yeah, another guy that plays with his hair on fire, a guy that is, excited about the game of football and loves to do what he do. He made a play in OTA 2 today, and, he had a celebration. So, it's a guy that's used to just making plays, and, I love to be around that type of energy.
Jalen, you self-scout your rookie year, watch the tape, go over it. What are some things that you liked about it, or some things that you think that you could do much better?
Oh, yeah, the biggest thing I would say is my patience. I feel like I developed good patience throughout the year, but it's also one of those things that you could, never perfect. So I'm, trying to build on that and try to just slow my eyes down, and that'll allow me to play faster and make those plays that need to be made.
What's it like working with Corey? What are the differences you see and how they want to work with you guys?
Oh, I love Corey. He's in the meetings. He's very interactive, and he knows a lot about the game of football as a whole, but especially about the secondary. He's a guy that in the meeting room, he's not going to let anything slide, and is going to make sure that every detail is, said in the meeting room, making sure that we get everything, squared away.
So, Jalen, you're from Houston. You've watched this team go through the ups and the downs. This past weekend, you got a chance to participate in the Texas Volunteer Day out at the Houston Food Bank. And can you just see the renewed energy as far as with DeMeco coming in, you going into your second year, some of the draft picks they made? Can you see that renewed energy in the fans?
I definitely can. I feel it. I feel like it's, fresh air. Just a great time to, be in Houston. We're trying to bring that feeling back, and we're trying to just, continue to stack days and get better. We're not really trying to look forward to anything, but we're just trying to take one day at a time and continue to, improve on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.